So, you've put in the work, you've built these incredible, powerful AI agents. But now comes the big question. How do you protect them? How do you control who gets to use them? Well, today, we're not just talking about settings. We're building an AI fortress. Let's get into it.
Here's how we're going to do it. First, we'll figure out who should even have the keys. Then, we'll secure the main fortress walls. That's your organization's security. After that, we'll zoom in on each tower, which are your individual AI agents. And of course, we'll show you how to actually assign all these roles, look at the master blueprints, and wrap up with some really cool advanced controls.
Okay, let's jump right into the most important part. Managing who gets access isn't just some extra feature you can ignore. Nope, it's the absolute foundation for keeping your entire AI system secure and running smoothly. Seriously, think about it for a second. Who on your team should be allowed to build a brand new agent from scratch? Who gets to train it with what could be really sensitive company data? And who just needs to use it to get their job done? If you get this wrong, it's a huge risk. But if you get it right, you empower your whole team to innovate safely. So, the entire security system here is built around this one simple but really powerful idea. 3 distinct levels of control. You've got the super broad organization level, then the more focused agent level, and finally the end user level. We're going to break down exactly what each of those means. All right, first up, the highest level of control, your organization. You really should think of this as setting up the main security for the outer walls of your entire fortress. These roles decide what people can do across your whole company account. And this slide right here, it perfectly sums up the core idea. On the left, you've got that big picture organization access, broad powers for the whole account. And on the right, you have agent access, super specific, granular permissions for just one AI. You absolutely need both to build a rock-solid system. Let's start with those organization roles. At the very, very top is the org owner. This person is the king or queen of the castle. They have all the keys, they can manage users, billing, all the agents, literally everything. They're the ultimate authority. Just one step below the owner, you've got the org admin. Now, this role is almost identical. They can manage users, create agents, but there's one critical difference. Think of it as a built-in safety switch. An admin can't delete the entire organization. They don't have that one key that could bring the whole fortress down. And then you have the role most people on your team will have, the org user. These are the folks who need to use the AI agents to do their jobs, but they don't need to be tinkering under the hood, They can chat with the agents and get all the value, but they can't edit or manage a thing. Okay, so the main walls of our fortress are secure. Now it's time to go a level deeper and start securing the individual towers inside. This is where we get really granular with those agent-level permissions. So just like your whole organization has an owner, each individual agent has an owner too. This person has complete and total control over that one agent. They're the one who can train it, change its skills, decide who gets to use it, and, this is a big one, they're the only one who can delete it. And following that same logic, you've got the agent admin. This is the agent's trusted second in command. They can handle all the day-to-day stuff, like managing training and tweaking settings. But those major strategic moves, like deleting the agent or giving it away to someone else, nope, that power stays with the owner. Now, this next role is super useful. The editor is for your specialists. Maybe it's a writer who needs to polish an agent's personality or a developer who's plugging in a new skill. They can get in there and work on the agent's configuration and content, but they can't touch the core training data or make any big admin changes. So what about the people who are just using the agent? They basically fall into 2 groups. You have authenticated users who have to log in first, so you know exactly who you're talking to. And then you have public users who are completely anonymous. This is perfect for something like a customer service chatbot on your public website. All right, so we get the roles now, but knowing the theory is one thing. How do you actually, hand out the keys to the kingdom? Well, it's probably a lot more straightforward than you think. The whole process is designed to be really simple. It's basically just 4 steps. You just go to the users section, pick a user, and their profile page becomes your mission control for their permissions. You can assign roles, change them, or take them away, all in one spot. Super clear and super easy. Okay, we've talked about a lot of different roles and permissions. It can be a bit much to keep track of in your head. What we really need is a single source of truth, a master blueprint that just lays it all out nice and clear.
And this is the million-dollar question, right? It's time to see it all side by side and understand exactly what powers each role gives you. This next part, this is your ultimate cheat sheet. Here it is. This chart just makes everything click. For instance, look at that top row. Only the org owner can manage the whole shebang. But see how both org owners and admins can manage users? Now scan down the delete agent column, and you'll see that only an owner, whether at the org or agent level, has that ultimate power. This is definitely the chart to bookmark to confirm who can do what. So beyond these main roles, you've got even more tools to fine-tune everything. I like to think of these as the watchtowers and secret passages of your fortress. These are the advanced options for when you need that extra bit of control. And you can get really, really specific with these. For example, you could lock down a live chat agent so it only works for people in a certain country. Or you could stop regular users from uploading documents or adding their chats to the agent's memory. These little levers give you incredibly precise control. And at the end of the day, all of these features, all the roles, the settings, the levers, they all come back to this one central idea. Setting up proper access control isn't just a chore to check off a list. It's the very first step you take in responsibly governing your AI. It's the foundation for everything else you're going to build. So there you have it. You've got the blueprint to your fortress, and you've got a full set of keys. Now you can confidently decide who gets to build, who gets to test, and who gets to talk to your AI. The question isn't about security anymore. It's about possibility. You're in control. So, what are you going to build?